How's it going, everyone? My name is Ling and welcome to my very first video on this channel. I actually started this channel several years ago with the intention of posting gaming videos. However, I started working in the gaming industry, which sort of prevented me from doing gaming content outside of work. Unfortunately, I was hit by the wave of mass layoffs this summer, so I figured I could start posting gaming videos on this channel while searching for my next role. So in this video, I'll be going over a decent game I had with the Libertad in the Hermes operation. Alright, getting into the gameplay. You'll see me going back and forth with my guns here. That's because I'm waiting on the storm to spawn so I know where the first group of enemies will spawn. The first order of business is to shoot down these recon planes coming from the south, which is generally not an issue in tier 10 matches. As you may have noticed, this recording isn't running at normal speed. For the sake of time, I'm running it a little bit faster at 1.5 times speed. Normally, I would try to get ahead of Battleship Ruan here to help tank some damage, but as you can see, I hit a bit of traffic here. The first group of enemies, consisting of 2 destroyers and a cruiser, is pretty easy to deal with. They always spawn by the storm, and in this case it was in the southwest. With this group, you'll see me focusing on the destroyers first with both my main and secondary guns. I also didn't angle my ship here to make use of all of my main guns. I just stayed aligned with the convoy for the first half of this match. After some time, the second group of enemies, also consisting of 2 destroyers and a cruiser, will spawn on the opposite side from the first group. In this case, it was in the northeast. Just like with the first group, I focused on the destroyers first. So this next wave of 4 battleships can be a bit tough. I put my main guns on the Schleifen because it probably has the easiest citadel to hit out of all of those targets. I didn't hit it once, but I also didn't try very hard because, as you can see, some of my salvos I placed above the waterline. For my secondaries, I just set them to focus on whatever they could hit since I was positioned the furthest away. We lost one of our battleship teammates here. This group can hit pretty hard, especially if all of them target you. If I were in a taking position, I'd probably angle in or angle out to mitigate as much damage as I can. This group of battleships took a bit to take down. We were reaching the halfway point here, and we're still working on the last enemy. I was at full health here at the halfway point, so I sped up ahead of the convoy to get a better angle on this next group of enemies, consisting of 3 destroyers and a battleship. These destroyers can be pretty dangerous when they get closer because they will throw a wall of torpedoes at the convoy. Suffice to say, I focused on the destroyers first here. At this point, I was far ahead of the convoy. My main goal now was to push ahead to the end in order to intercept the last group of destroyers. For these cruisers on the left, I put whatever damage I could on them and just trusted the rest of the convoy to deal with them. As I arrived at the final bit of cover, I started positioning myself to angle away from the enemies in preparation for the destroyer group. The good news is that the enemy carrier was in a great position to shoot at, and I was able to put my secondaries onto a destroyer. The bad news is that I was a prime target for the aerial torpedoes and ate a lot of them here. Things got pretty dicey real fast, so I had to angle out and move away more to try to mitigate damage. I continued focusing my guns on the enemy carrier while having my secondary shoot at one of the destroyers. This destroyer group approaching the convoy is very dangerous. I've seen a lot of games fail at this point because of them, which is why I try to get ahead of the group to intercept them. At this point, I realized my secondaries were prioritizing the wrong destroyer much further away, so I had to swap to one of the closer ones approaching the convoy. Luckily, with the help of my teammates and the Libertad secondaries, we were able to take care of this destroyer group. Now that the way is clear, we just have to finish off that enemy carrier for that extra star, and this one destroyer that snuck up behind us somehow. And there you have it, we won and achieved all of the objectives. Looking at the score screen here, I had a pretty good game, but Libertad is just a very strong ship for operations, so I'm not surprised. This channel is new, so feel free to leave comments or suggestions below to let me know what you think. Keep an eye out for more World of Warship videos in the future, and maybe videos on some of the other games I play. Thank you guys for watching, please like and subscribe.